down at Martha Cove on the Mornington Peninsula, and right behind me is a Grady White 370 Express, triple 450s, over 1300 horsepower. We're getting it out today so we can service it. So we're going to go through these engines. We're going to show you behind the scenes on what we do when it comes to servicing engines like this, so you can actually get a bit more of an understanding of what's actually entailed when we do service gearboxes, power heads, all that sort of thing. So follow us on the journey. We're servicing these triple 450s, and we'll show you what it's all about. Okay, so with every service, this is an absolute necessity. We remove gearboxes all the time. This is where our main water comes from to service and the power head. Keep the water running through, keep the power head cool, and keep your engine running at an operating temperature. So we've got an impeller housing here on this 450. We'll remove this impeller housing. We can take that off. Some of the things that we're looking for inside here is any scrapes or any markings or anything like that. This one's not too bad. There's a little bit of rubber built up on some of that area there, so that's telling us that there's been some wear and tear. So that's what we're primarily looking for: scratches, abrasions. And then on the actual wear plate here in the impeller, we're actually, once we take the impeller off, we're actually looking for any scratches or anything like that that might be on the wear plate. What we want is, we want it as smooth as possible to make sure the impeller is actually efficient and feeding the power head with the water that it requires to keep the engine cool. As you can see, there's some scrapes there. There's no real sort of indication that it's serious, but because we're here, we tend to replace it anyway, just because of the what it looks like. So every service, gearbox comes off, impeller gets replaced. You can see that the blades are facing in a certain direction. We can have a look at it, make sure the blades aren't damaged in any way whatsoever, but we're going to replace it anyway. So every service, gearbox off, and it gets replaced, the impeller and wear plate and housing. Alright, so as you can see, we're servicing this Grady White with the triple 450s. Customers complain about the port engine running pretty rough, and I've actually experienced it myself on this particular boat. So what I've done is actually started removing all the spark plugs. We'll do a compression test as we normally would, but I've noticed some stuff on the spark plugs which is quite interesting. So we've got our coils down here, which you can see. These are our coils that plug into the system, and our spark plug internally will sit inside like that and create the spark. But what I've noticed is, you can see if these few here, you can see like a nice burning effect going on. We've sort of got like, it's black, but there's a bit of a pale brown on the porcelain inside the spark plug. So we know that it's running quite rich, but it is actually still burning as well. But what we've found is a couple of spark plugs here, we've noticed that one's extremely black and it doesn't have any brown, and so it's not really showing that it's actually burning properly. And then we found this one as well, and this one here is very, very clean, smells like fuel. So this spark plug might not be burning at all, it might actually not even be firing. The other thing it could be is that it could be one of these coils that aren't sparking either. So what we do, we'll go through the process, we'll do a compression test, change the spark plugs out, we'll rerun the engine, we'll jump on, put the laptop on the outboard as well, see if we've got any firing issues from a coil, from an electronic point of view. If not, we could just have one of these or two of these that aren't operational properly. So we'll go through that process and we'll figure out what it is, and we'll come back to you and let you know what it is. Alright, so as you can see, we've got our spark plugs all out now, so we're going to do a compression test. This is very standard on every single service that we do, regardless of engine size. So we'll go through the process of doing a compression check, and I'll show you how we do it. Alright, Rev? As you can see, we've got good compression on that cylinder. Whoa! Alright, so we've just dropped this Grady White back in the water now. We've obviously had some issues that we've had to resolve along the way, which is, seems to be resolved at this point in time. So what we're going to do is we're going to take it out on the water, we're going to take it for a quick run, just make sure that all the work that we've done is working as it should, and then we'll bring it back in, put it back in the dock, and tie her off and hand it back to the owner. Yeah, so we're just backing straight into the pen here. I'm just using the joystick to move us around, so putting plenty of different inputs in, whether I'm going backwards or twisting the joystick. Twisting the joystick just helps me move the nose around. And we just come in nice and slow as we're coming in. The wind will help us as well, so it's good to understand which way the wind's going. And we just pull up nice and slowly. That's it, we're home. Oh!